Okay, Quigley, you're live.
Oh,
Maybe.
I'm possibly live. You might possibly see me. I don't know what's going on. It's a good thing I'm not a technomancer in Starfinder, because I don't know what's happening.
I'm going to a real computer.
I see him. We're good.
Okay. Yes, we're good. But this Q&A is going to be quite interesting because I can't see your questions. So it's just going to be me talking right now. I guess that's quite interesting, but perhaps only to myself. We are here with A-Team. Lord Marcus is frantically trying to figure out how this thing works. I mean, technology, right, Lord Marcus?
Right.
And, yes. So we're here at the Crag Cave. It seems exactly like you've seen it. Oh, yeah, there I am. I can see myself now. Oh, I have bad posture sometimes. So, yes, but, I definitely won't be able to read those comments.
Shut up, Quigley.
I'm just saying. So, let me just read these comments right here.
Ow.
Okay. Do the comments come in through Patreon, or do they
No,
come
they're
in...
coming through YouTube.
Are you certain?
Yeah. Yeah, Quigley. I'm certain.
I can't read anything.
Shut up, Quigley. I know.
So, questions I'm certain that everyone wants to ask. Who is Lady Lyra's crush? I think we're all very curious about this. I mean, I believe even Jim Jam is curious about this. So, I mean, who do you think Lyra's crush is? Maybe we should put up a poll. Maybe Social should put up a poll.
Shut up, Quigley.
But you talk. I'm live. I'm streaming. I have to talk. People want to know the answers to these questions.
This is the worst.
I made this. It's not very difficult to do. Well, first of all, the cutting and joining is difficult to do, but this nice wood stain with different colors right here, that's not very hard to do. All you have to do is frog tape. First of all, the cutting and joining is difficult to do, but the color stain, and then you spray it. Make sure you spray it with the sealant before you put on the remaining stain. Then when you put on the remaining stain, it just wipes away. So, just a little know-how. That's your +1 in carpentry skill checks.
Ah!
You know how Lord Marcus has knowledge everything, and he just doesn't have knowledge computers right now.
This is the worst.
I also recently invested in a soda stream because I was drinking far too much syrup. But don't worry, I'm still drinking syrup. But
Okay, I can read the comments now. Hi.
you can?
Yeah.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Put your shirt back on. You're a mess.
You're the worst. You're actually not. You know what? You're not a good friend. I bet my head is totally cut off in this picture.
I'm
We'll
really
find-
excited.
we'll find out in a
We have to
second.
duck down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to whatever this mess is. the first one of it.
Yes! You fit in frame!
I fit. Here, I'll just stick out the belly a little bit. I'll just
This couch is the worst for that.
Oh, God. Okay, so I'm going to be looking... You know what? Let's...
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, because nobody's watching. It's not...
Just, what do you want from me? There's like a foot.
You go there.
You all saw that? Lord Marcus pushed me. People are just so much fun. Now I'm so much taller.
What? No, you're not.
Yes, no. This is a much better seat.
Can't be right. Okay.
Why are you touching me?
Move over.
You move over.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
move
I see.
over.
I have.
You
I have a little bit of space.
All right, so I'm gonna lean in here to the chat and see. Kiana says the audio levels are a bit low for me. Max YouTube and max computer volume. Oh well, guys. Sorry. This is the best we got.
We're really bad at this.
We'll speak up. Tobias says he runs a stereo. Yeah. So Tobias says, A-Team, how are you doing? You are so early. We're late. We're definitely late. So this is a special Q&A where you guys and gals get the scoop on questions that you may not normally get to ask us or that we may not normally answer. But today,
we're going to answer them to the best of our ability.
The secrets are staying secret. But we will lie in a more clever way.
And we actually are going to divulge a big secret at the end.
Yes, we are.
So
there is going to be a secret that we divulge. So if you have some questions for the two of us or anything else that you want answered, we'll do our best to answer them. We are squinting at the TV a little bit to answer, to read, but I got it. John Goodman says, okay, neat, I got it.
I got it too.
Intelligent items are pretty uncommon, but very memorable. Have you encountered any favorites in other campaigns? Well, I liked the water that you drank.
Oh yes,
in this campaign.
That was quite a bit of fun.
But yes, I have one that I thought was a lot of fun that you would have liked a lot.
What?
We were camping in a campaign. It was Jim was running the campaign, and we were camping, and of course one of our players in the middle of the night was like, "Well, I go off around, right?"
Like you do, yes.
So Jim on the top of his head is like, "Okay, well you come down to the bottom of this tower that you're in, and you know what? There's this door you don't remember seeing." So we're like, "Oh well, I go in the door." Of
course, I go in the door.
I go in the door. So I go in the door. This isn't me. This is a different player. And they see.
You have to tell. It is a special Q&A.
Yeah, well, the problem is I'm pretty sure it was Jennifer, my friend Jennifer.
All right.
I thought it was Brian because it sounds like something Brian would do, but I'm pretty sure it was Jennifer. So Jennifer sees these paintings, these tapestries, if you will. And on the one tapestry is basically a guy holding a sword, like a champion holding a sword, and he's standing on a pile of dead bodies.
Okay.
And then in the next photo, there's another champion with the same sword in the same pose, and that current champion he's standing on top of.
All right.
And then in the next picture, it's now all
and
two. And
she did not go and wake you up.
No, no.
Of course
no.
not.
But of course, that sword is right there.
Oh, pick it up.
And so she picks it up. And she's like, "Oh, I feel great. I feel like I can take on the world. There is nothing that can stop me.
Just like the water."
And you know what? Why are those guys sleeping? I should just go do it right now. I could go take out all these things right now.
Absolutely.
So she just goes forward with the sword.
Of course.
And we, in theory, would have never seen her again. But luckily, she was the last watch, so we woke up shortly afterwards.
We're like, no!
And we're like, where is she? And we had like a tracker in the group, and we go and we find her basically dead, like she's unconscious.
Yes.
But the sword's right there.
So you picked it up.
So I picked it up, and I was like,
great.
I feel awesome. I feel like I could take on the world.
Perfect.
So each time we keep doing this, and of course now we're fighting each other because we're like, no, don't stop me because
I take on the world.
I can take on the world. So Jared, actually, Technomancer Jared, was the paladin of the group, and he was the only one that had a will save of anything. So he was able to pick up the sword and put it in a bag of holding.
Oh.
And we always wanted somebody to arrest us and take the bag of holding and reach in one time.
There's something in there for you.
We always wanted to do that. So that was a really fun intelligent item. Do you have any intelligent items you've put in your games so far?
No.
They're all low levels.
They're all low levels.
Yeah, and you just kill them anyways.
But I do have some very there's some interesting things that happen when you are dealing with players who haven't necessarily played before, and they all go near an obelisk, and there's a trick that you have to touch every piece of it, and so they all decided for some reason to stick their mouths on it, and it allowed them to water breathe for an hour. But yeah, I mean, I don't.
That
know.
makes sense.
Why would you stick your mouth on an obelisk? I don't know.
Makes total sense.
Yes.
Let's see here. Jaglove19 says, well, it was like a Chinese fire drill getting into this thing, but I made it. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all for joining us in this special Q&A. And, of course, donating to the Patreon to be a part of the Q&A. John Goodman says, Ben, what was your favorite Marcus moment?
Oh, my favorite Marcus moment is when he is running through, he just has all of his stuff thrown in the fountain and he's running through the town naked. I found that to be quite hysterical. Running after Amy, I really enjoyed that particular moment. There's that episode when we did not have Sir Crag and you were in charge and just everything went haywire that episode.
What are you talking about? It didn't go haywire. The one where Crag wasn't there? Yeah. That was the Horatio Swan ambush. Yes. That was the only plan we've ever pulled off flawlessly besides Alex murdering people.
That's true. She just was like, don't kill anybody!
Otherwise, the plan worked perfectly. The only plan we've ever done that worked perfectly.
It's really true. That whole episode was just chaos, though. I just felt like it was just chaos the entire time. I ran off into the woods with the eggs.
I remember you went into that game going, I'm not going to do what Horatio Swan wants to do.
I know.
And I remember going to you and I was like, Ben, you have to, we have to play the game.
Oh, don't stop me. There are so many times when you're like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go on the quest. I'm going to put the quest in my back pocket and never speak of it ever again. I was going to do that with Horatio Swan.
Blair Peterson says, hey guys, has the idea of Sir Gerald as an NPC ever crossed your minds? He seems like an interesting, conflicted / possibly bitter man based on Sir Gerald's guide, who doesn't appear to like magic much.
Blair Peterson has been going crazy on the Discord about all of the...
He's taking copious notes.
I know, about all of the Sir Gerald's guides, and I just... They're all so snarky and what I'd say rude a little bit.
I mean, you read them.
I have read them, but they're not Sir Gerald. I swear, they're not in Sir Gerald's guide.
I think those are in Sir Gerald's
guide. No, I think that they are your interpretation of Sir Gerald's guide.
Let's be honest, Jim is the writer of this show, so you want to know where those things came from? Those are all Jim's.
I know, but I think it's Jim's snarky interpretation of you doing that show. Oh no.
Oh no, we forgot to bar the door! We forgot to bar the door!
Go put on your shirt and come back out here.
Did you fix it?
Yeah, it's working.
I mean, it works to a point. Are you watching it?
You're not a patron.
Patron.
You can't. I can sit here though. Well, come on in.
Sure.
Let me get a different shirt on now.
Yeah, go change your shirt.
What was I gonna? Well, you know what about Sir Gerald? So we said we were gonna reveal some stuff here. So and I know that you guys too, but like me especially, I really want to make a 3rd season of Walking in Circles. It is something Ben knows, Jim knows, everybody knows that like that is my like baby. That's like my like dream that like I want to make that. And I think that Sir Gerald, maybe not as a character, but the idea of Sir Gerald and the guide and more history and backstory to Sir Gerald would definitely be involved in a 3rd season.
Yes, of course.
I'm as fascinated with that character, and I think you are too, as Blair is.
Oh yes. And it's interesting in our current story of Dragons and Things. I gave Jim that backstory, and I said, "This is what has happened," and he worked with me on it, and I specifically left it ambiguous, that I didn't know whether the night that I had met at the party that my sire was holding, whether it was Sir Gerald or not. But I do know that he had the same crest as appears on Sir Gerald's Guide to Heroic Endeavors, but I don't actually know
that's a
if
good
it is
point.
Sir Gerald.
That's a good point, and it's something you did very well as a first-time player, and I think all of us are doing more and more, especially in this game. But I mean, I think everybody does it in their own way. Is try to, as Jim's talked about before, players are as much of the storytellers as the GM is, and so leaving breadcrumbs for the GM to either use or not use are a lot of fun.
Right.
Because then you don't know, and you don't know how they'll be used.
Right. So
that's the other tricky part.
And one of the things I've always thought is when you're presenting a backstory to your GM, that you want it to be, I would say, 60% done. And there should be certain holes in it so that you can grow as a character, so that you can fill in those holes as you go along together, so that there is an opportunity for surprise from your GM, and that they can do fun things with your story, because it's cooperative storytelling.
Yeah, it is. It is. Blair, by the way, has... Jim says he thinks he is old and non-human. Any ideas why he thinks this? Also, Blair says, aside from maybe the conflicting entries with the same chapter and section. Now, hold on, Blair Peterson. Conflicting entries. Let's take note that when there are sections and chapters, I don't know why you would think that one section would be devoted to one word. Why are you pointing at me?
Nothing.
No, I've been thinking about this though, because his complaint was like something about drinking and hangovers. Why would they not be in the same section? Why wouldn't hangovers be in the same section as drinking? I think the real question you should be asking is what are the heads of those?
Oh, now we gotta back up the camera. Just scooch over that way.
I don't. I feel like I'm always.
Am I gonna break things?
Yeah, of course you're gonna break things.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the good seat now.
Let's see here. Craig can just waltz into any video there. He did. He's waltzed.
Is it working?
He's waltzed.
Sure it will.
Oh yeah, there's just a delay.
Good luck reading the comments.
Why don't we? What?
Canius says, Gregory, how do you attack PCs in combat, specifically target acquisition, since you know all the player weaknesses? Do you find it hard to attack tactically? Or can somebody either... We have no control over the chat. So can you either repost that or reword what you're asking? Is that asking it of Gregory or was Gregory asking that of us? Because Canis is Gregory, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know if Gregory... Were you basically asking how do we decide who do we attack?
It's really easy to attack us because we have 3 melee fighters and a wizard who hides and a cleric who punches.
We have no healer? No, that's not true.
That's not true.
That's a really bad thing to say.
No, we literally are all like, let's all surround the one thing and just hit it until it's dead.
Well,
and Lord Marcus is over there and he's like, if you all moved out of the way, I could do something.
Jagliver 19. Speaking of backstory, when Jim works with someone during the week, who has the hardest time keeping it a secret?
Lyra.
She's had a great secret for forever. She hasn't
Hi
even
to
told
everybody.
Jim her secret.
People are saying hi, Craig. Hooray,
She hasn't
Craig,
told
hi.
herself the secret.
No, I think she knows. I think
You think
she
she knows? You think she knows who her crush is?
I absolutely think she knows.
Oh, here we go.
Craig, do you think Lyra knows who her crush is?
Yeah, I think she does.
But Jim doesn't know.
Well,
Here's what it
Jim
says.
Jam has no
It says,
idea.
how do you attack PCs in combat, specifically target acquisition? Since you know all the player weaknesses, do you find it hard not to attack tactically? That's, I feel, is
it's
that
a
like a
GM
question for Jim?
No, you can respond to it. I can as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it in terms of when we have infighting. How do we not attack each other's weaknesses? But
Metagame.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
that's the first thing you did. I was giving out this backstory, and you instantly were like, "How do I attack? How do I attack so quickly? How do I attack him right now?
You know what it is?
Jab,
jab, jab,
jab,
poke,
stab.
stab, stab,
Oh,
stab,
give
poke.
me a hug.
Come
Give
here.
me a hug.
I just.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I've read Sir Gerald's guide in your diary notes, so I know
It's
exactly. But I think the rest of the group should know.
I think it's the James Gunn approach to storytelling. Because when you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, all of the emotional moments that they all get kind of like, they're always punctuated with a joke at the end.
Right.
So when you were like, all the children were taken, and then I was like, there's got to be a joke. There's got to be. Hey, Quigley, how come they didn't take you?
I didn't say all the children were taken. I said that children were
kids
taken in
except-
the night.
But I was thinking of it like if I was watching this movie, I was like, what would the punchline be? And I was like, well, that'd be the punchline.
You are the punchline.
No, you are the punchline.
I am the punchline.
No, but target acquisition I think was a good one. What was the one before that though? Was who has a hard time keeping the secrets? I mean, in theory, like in practice, Jim doesn't talk to us too much out of game about the game. It's only when story things come up. So this Joker goes up.
Him like,
oh hey Jim, I want to talk to you.
I need to talk to you.
Jim, I need
He's
to talk to you.
constantly,
Jim,
all the time.
Jim, I need that. Jim.
Yeah, because I've known for literally over a month that this was happening, and I haven't told you at all. And so I've just
So he's
had
the
so
best.
many
He's the best at
conversations.
keeping
Did you tell
secrets.
Jamie?
No, I didn't. And
What did
she
she-
was
what did she
so
think of it?
angry. She wants to know everything right off the bat.
Divorce?
She's
throw around the D
she's
word?
like, I love spoilers. I hate being surprised. Just tell me. And I was like, no, I want to. I'm keeping this.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all do a pretty good job of when we have a secret, but there haven't been too many. Like, because honestly, most of the stuff that has surprised you fans has surprised all of us. So yeah, I would say that's that. But target acquisition, I mean, I think Crag actually has it the easiest because if you're a barbarian, you just hit. Like you're not thinking tactically. You just hit the thing.
All I do.
He loves it.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
I actually find it challenging as a wizard when there are 5 rounds.
Vacuum.
When there's 5 rounds between us, right? Because you only have 6 seconds to act, right?
Yeah.
Each round is 6 seconds, so we're technically acting simultaneously. You're just a little bit faster.
But
than
you
me.
get a chance to think.
But I
as
get
we're
like
going.
2 or 3 minutes to think, and I'm like, man, would anybody be this good about thinking about what spell they're going to
You're
use?
like roll low, roll low, roll low, roll low.
Yeah, I mean
Heroes would be.
that's interesting to me.
Well,
that
time
thought
slows
process.
down when you're that good and when you're amazing. When you're a hero, time slows down.
Oh,
That's what happens.
who told you
So-
this? Because I don't feel like we have any insight as heroes. What
In
heroes
real
do
life,
you know?
in real life, I got hit by a car and I was on my bicycle, and time slow. I'm not kidding. Time slowed down, and I was able
Jumped
to.
over it.
No, I was able to move.
You went back to 1984.
There's a punchline
There's
everywhere.
like a firelight on over there. I was riding through an intersection and a car went through the stop sign and T-boned me. And out of the corner of my eye, saw the car coming, and in those milliseconds was able to lift my leg up onto the other side of the bicycle so it didn't get crushed. And then I was like propelled 7 feet into the intersection, landed on my feet.
Perfect 10.
And the perfect 10. And then the bystanders came up and they're like, looked at me. They're like, they thought I planned it. Like the lady was like, the police came for everything, and they were like, yeah, they're like,
planned it.
this isn't real. Like, this is your fault. You drove. They were basically convinced that I drove into the intersection to get hit by a car so I could, wreck my bike. And here's what I told the people. I said, I don't want anything. My bike is wrecked. Like $100 and a handshake, and we're good. But no, they're like, well, I'm telling them that it was your fault and you were the one. And I'm like, okay. Then I go around and I'm a serial bicyclist that goes into the intersection and hit by cars.
Yeah, no,
and
I've heard about you. The 8 foot tall serial.
So I'm certain we have about 20 comments on that story.
Kit Katz, which I'm sure is Kat Glenn,
Yes.
is asking how far in advance do we prepare the story? Well, we again, we don't have anything to do with the story outside of suggestions or stuff that maybe Jim or Ben will whisper in Jim's ear until he just relents, because Ben is just an unstoppable force.
We just go for it.
But I mean, yeah, the story is all Jim. So in terms of how much Jim has prepared in advance, I
Probably
think Jim's,
hours, because
hours and hours.
think about he thought we were going to take on those crow swarms and be done with them in about an hour, and then we would move on. And I'm certain there was a fan treasure chest somewhere.
There was a fan
along
treasure
the-
chest.
It was in the cart.
Yeah.
It's destroyed. It was in the cart. It's just.
Underneath all of those is a treasure chest. It's destroyed.
Brave Quigley making Jamie angry. That's bold, says Tobias.
It is very bold. That is a woman you do not want to fight with.
So Trill wants to know, who is Bruce Bagwell?
That is a great question. He's a really cool dude. So Bruce Bagwell is a bodyguard to an Elvis impersonating clown named Clownvis Presley.
Yes.
So that's who Bruce Bagwell
This is a real story, though.
This is a real
That's
story.
true.
So here's the thing. Eric Raddick hates all of social media, which is very ironic because I'm doing an internet show specifically on social media, which is really fun.
And you have an Instagram account that's
Instagram
going
is killing
crazy.
it. Your Instagram account is the best thing we have.
Well, I
Brick
don't
Time
like
with Crag was the greatest.
Brick Time with Crag. I'm sad that it's not gone. It's out there. There's 6 episodes out there or whatever.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring you back.
So,
just you.
When I initially did Walking in Circles with these guys, they were like, What's wrong? What's
I'm
wrong?
so uncomfortable in
Here.
your seat.
Well, here, look. We'll just move.
Oh
if we
my-
just
Ah!
does this
Let's
help?
look at
No,
that.
it doesn't help.
But initially, when we did Walking in Circles, Adam was like, "Well, you need to be on Facebook. You need to have a page. You should be Crag. Like Crag needs to be out there to be able to talk to people." I'm like, "Are you serious?
I was very smart back then. I was very progressive.
He was
Back
way
in
ahead of the
2000,
time.
2010, 2011.
Way ahead of the
So
time.
far ahead of the time.
So for me, I don't want to have anything to do with social media. I don't want to be out there. So I tried to make a Crag page, and you can't make a Crag page unless you have a profile. But they wouldn't allow me to make Crag as a profile because you need a first and a last name and all this stupid. Like Facebook is the worst. Love you, Facebook.
Please
So-
don't take away our show.
Yeah, we're good. We're gonna go to Twitch. But anyway, at the time I was doing this character Bruce Bagwell with my friend who is Clownvis Presley. Some of you guys out there know, like Lucas Martinez drew a cool drawing of Clownvis at one point, but Bruce Bagwell is a bodyguard. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna create like Bruce Bagwell will be on Facebook, and no one will ever know like that.
No one will ever know
no one will
until
ever
this
know.
moment.
Until right now, well, I'm revealing. This is the biggest reveal because I've never told anyone. No, some people know. It's like a secret thing. It's like my superhero secret identity. So
That you've just revealed.
Because-
He is Iron Man.
You are Crag, so your secret identity is Bruce Bagwell, but then you have a secret identity within a secret identity.
yes,
As Eric
there's a
Bradley.
lot of there's a lot of layers.
Yeah. Layer
Layer-
layers.
A
layer
lot of
layers.
layers.
These are Crag layers.
Right. Yes.
So
Crag crevasses.
How can you
Crag
read any of that?
crevasses. I can read it.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Larry Peterson says, watching an early episode, there was an InfoCam slide that said Crag was part of an Excalibur show in Vegas. Who did he play?
Yes, that's a great question.
I forget.
Mostly the King of Spain. So when I went to Excalibur, I was injured from working in medieval times for like 5 years doing that stuff, and I had bad tendonitis. So I told the boss, I said, "Hey, I really don't want to do too much sword fighting. I'm trying to heal." I was going to physical therapy. So the King of Spain's part is you joust with Russia, you get knocked off your horse, then you pop back up and you're like, I'm okay, and then Russia comes back around with the broken lance and spears you through the chest, and then you're done. So that's what I did mostly. I did that 2 times a day, 6 days a week. So that was what I did. But then at one point, and when you get injured, like there, I got injured too. It's not an easy job, and bless all of the people that I've worked with that are still doing it all these years later. There's people who've been doing it for 20 years or more. Their bodies are wrecked, but they're still, it's good money. But then you could be King of Austria, where Austria is, he just basically, you ride out there, you joust, and you're going towards the entranceway curtain, and you get jousted and you throw your stuff and you fall back on the horse and you're laying back, and then you just ride out of the tunnel and you're done. And that's it.
Why didn't you
So
do
that's
that one?
yeah, that's the one
That's
everybody
the
wants
one.
to go for.
No, that's the one. When people are injured, that's the one you do. When like your legs hurt, when you can't do a lot of things, you could do Austria because you don't have to fall off the horse. You just lay back and
Dibs on Austria.
yeah.
Kat is asking. Kat is pushing. She's pushing here.
Uh-oh.
All right. Here it comes. She's digging deep. She wants to know the answers quickly. So you reveal some stuff here, okay?
All right.
She says, then how did Quigley know to give us the backstory last night if we don't prepare the story in advance? I think she's just a little unclear about how this
She
all
doesn't
So-
believe us.
So I had the backstory. I had my personal backstory, and I had written that out. Almost,
you wrote that.
Almost,
you
almost
wrote
a
that
year
in
ago.
Sir Gerald's
It's
guide.
it's in the back of Sir Gerald's guide.
You read it on stream.
I did read it on stream during one of the episodes in the second half intro.
See, we gotta
of,
get Blair. We gotta get Blair to mark down when those are, which
Right.
episodes those
and
are in.
I read it outright, and it has a lot of details in there. But there are not all the details that I gave last night, and that was, of course, Jim and I had been talking for over a month about what this means, how this works, and I think that even since I brought it up and I gave him that backstory, he'd been planning on trying to figure out how to use it properly, and he said, this is it, this is the time, this is where you are from, and that was, so I left it, once again, one of those ways of leaving things ambiguous so that you can later fill them in. I never put in the story where I was from, so that I could say, Jim could say at any moment, this is where you're from. And so right before we met the hag, he said, you're from Dorman's Fort.
You're from Trapsbro, and Jonathan is your brother.
That better not be true. That better not be true.
You were actually adopted.
Oh, that's in my backstory as well.
Right, but Jonathan was your twin brother.
Oh, so John Goodman has a good question. Is this going to be uploaded to YouTube or deleted after the Q&A ends? I'm having severe lag issues on my end. Mobile data rolls his eyes.
John Goodman, the answer to that is I don't have a clue. We knew we were doing this Q&A, but the tech on it got a little bit.
We aren't Jared.
Yeah, we're not Jared, and Jared's not here.
Like, will this
so
device blow up when we're done?
I think
Because
that's the idea.
The
is
tape
that
burns.
it
The tape burns and
blows up.
blows
We
up.
just got insurance
Yeah.
on the Crag Cave, and now we're just gonna.
So I don't know, John. I didn't set this up, so
Perhaps it will be saved on the Patreon page.
maybe. I
What?
don't know.
Trill.
Well, Kat also saying, why are you guys going over to Twitch and leaving Facebook? Multiple reasons. First and foremost is now that we are a Twitch affiliate, so basically we signed some papers that basically say we're not allowed to stream anywhere else at the same time that we're streaming to Twitch. So that's one reason, but obviously we're rebels, so we're doing it anyways for the time being. But Twitch is where it's at in terms of fan. Like, you saw all the really cool things that you guys can do. You can cheer, you can put in little pictures, you can subscribe and get notifications. You can get notifications, unlike Facebook, which has suddenly just decided that it doesn't want to give you notifications.
in
Other people find the show too.
In terms of our industry, which is RPG real play shows, that's where they all are. They're all on Twitch, and we were sort of when we first started doing this, it was a unique sort of situation because Facebook wanted us.
Yeah, I mean, we were
show.
doing this for Vision Entertainment, who was doing it for Facebook.
So that's how it started on Facebook. If not, we probably would have started on Twitch.
Yeah.
And been like our cohorts in the RPG real plays and stayed over there. But we had a unique situation, and now we've used that unique situation almost to its full extent. And it's to the point where Twitch will at some point make us go to Twitch.
And especially since we sort of had a restart with going from a show about some stuff to now a show about some things, it seemed like a good time. It seemed like a good time to start making the switch over to Twitch, where we think ultimately we'll be more successful, but it'll take time. You know, Dragons and Stoof took a long time. Dragons and Tings will take a long time as well.
Yes.
And it'll build. It's going to be a long process, but you know, we're excited about it. It's not a scary process. It's just going to take some time. So we need you guys' help. Things like this are really cool because they're exclusive for you. This is all because you donated to Patreon. So you get to hold this over all the other fans' heads and be like, ha ha ha, you didn't get to see all the secrets. And then you get to make up stuff that we told you.
This
and
is
then
like
no
the
one will
Skittles
ever know.
commercial that nobody saw.
Oh my gosh, Eric, when are you going to let that go?
I'm never gonna stop. Did you guys see the Super Bowl Skittles commercial that only the one guy saw from Canoga Park? Never mind.
This is doing interviews with Craig.
So, what game will Ben be playing on Twitch?
I think I might play Shadows of War.
That's the Lord
Shadow
of
of
the
War?
Rings.
Shadow
That's
of
the
War.
Lord of the Rings
Shadow
one.
of War? Yes, Shadow of War. I currently have it beat at 100%.
Nice.
So I want to play
Have you
it
heard of
again.
Kingdom Come Deliverance?
No, but sounds good.
Kingdom Come Deliverance is a medieval non-fantasy first-person game.
You have
So-
crossbows in the woods.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, and you go and you fight, and you have so if the sword comes at you, you have to raise your shield. And then
Listen,
it's
why
that's
don't
pretty
you
cool.
tell me what to play? I literally will play anything. I have an Xbox One. I'll play anything, and
not
I'll
anything.
play it at its hardest difficulty, and you can watch me fail multiple times.
Gregor Winters wants to know any tips on getting newer players to participate and role play. One of my new people is really passive, doesn't engage much. You know, I'll quickly answer this, but I'm sure these guys have some opinions, so I'll let them get to it. But I've recognized in playing for a while that certain people want to engage in a story in different ways. Some people really like just rolling the dice, doing the damage and moving on to bashing the next thing. Some people are all about the story, and it can be tough to get people to engage in the way that you like to engage. So I think it's best to leave it open and leave that option for more swinging and smashing or more storytelling. And it's also good to communicate. You know, one of the things that we do pretty well is when there's maybe an issue or there's a story thing coming up, we do talk to each other, and we mention it like, hey man, it'd be really cool. Like, I know early on I talked to Diana and was like, hey Diana, I think Marcus and Alex would probably be like thick as thieves. You know, like they would think it was fun to take stuff and whatever, you know. So that might be a thing we can do. And I just left it out there.
That's
for
what good guys. That's what good guys do. That's what when you're good, you steal all the things.
And he gets
Marcus
so
reasons.
mad at me for
I don't get so mad at you
for
crossing my arms.
This is funny because no one ever comes and talks to me about things
I talk to you all the time.
outside of the game.
I talk to you.
No one ever has come up and say, "Let's do things."
We're a carpool and would talk about
No one
things all
ever.
the time.
Do you remember his
Nobody.
speech that he talked to you about before?
Ever.
That's the best part. You have to go back to it's one of the
Episode 5?
early episodes.
It was episode 5.
It's one of the early episodes, and Sir Greg talked to me on the way to the show, and he was like, "Oh yes, I think we've
That's
really,
how I said it too.
we've really got,
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
we've really gotten off track. We haven't. I really want to be, you know, the leader that this team deserves. I want to just take charge, and I'm gonna give a great speech. I've prepared it. I've prepared it, and I've practiced it, and I'm
Why
gonna
is
give a
that the
great
best?
speech.
Why is that the best?
And
thing
then
to
he
ruin
did it.
Because you
someone?
built up this speech, and then your speech was like, "Hey guys, we got to do better," and then everybody just walked away from you.
I was trying to talk to you guys,
Literally,
and you
Alex
just were shutting
walked
down.
away.
You're like, nope.
Alex was like, "I walk away, I'm bored." And then,
It was like literally everybody just walked away.
I think I remember
So
I was
great.
standing. No, I was
It's an
standing there at the
amazing
end.
moment.
Because I remember I was standing there at the end, and I went, "Good speech, Craig." And then I walked.
Why did I come out here for this?
Because we love you.
I could have stayed in the house and taken a nap. It could have been a triple nap.
Thick McLargehuge, which is an awesome name, and Thick McLargehuge has been following us since the Walking in Circles days.
We lost it.
Says, will we be seeing Quigley's parents in town?
Quigley's parents aren't in town. Quigley.
How do you know?
Because
I mean, Jim's.
that's true.
Jim's the GM.
In my backstory, basically I have a caretaker. She let me.
Oh, I thought you meant like still taking
No,
care of your
my-
estate.
my-
I was like, you have like a.
I'm very rich. No, I'm just kidding. No, my parents left me. They also were part of that whole "you're not worthy" sort of thing. And as a baby, they left me
So
with this
everybody
caretaker.
thought you haven't been worthy.
Yeah, including
That's
you.
weird. It's odd.
So
I have so much in common with these
I know
people.
you're right there with them. Yes. So I believe perhaps we will see the caretaker, but I'm not certain because of course we could go there. I haven't seen her in forever.
Well, Gregory says Mrs. Burch was in the chat last night, y'all.
Oh yeah. Well,
Your
yes.
dad was too.
I know they jump on chat. They're very funny people.
Jagliver
That's Joe Berza.
says it would seem the hag or hags you are currently chasing are just a bit more powerful than the others you have faced. Example, the Cone of Cold Blast. Do you think you have enough power to take them on now? No.
I
I don't think so.
We might as well go fight the dragon. I think it's about this.
Well,
it's about the same.
you know what's
Hags,
interesting?
Dragon.
You know what's interesting is that we just basically got to this new level, and I know we've been the new level for a long time. However, our equipment doesn't quite match because we have
Because my hammer's
literally,
broken.
I'm telling you, we literally have so much money in the handy haversack that we can go spend on upgrades to our weapons and make us even better.
We have so much?
Yes, we. Yes, because you possibly would not be able to carry everything that I'm carrying in a handy haversack.
I wouldn't.
Okay. So,
He
but
wanted that haversack so bad.
once we... I know, he tried to steal it from me so bad.
Because there's so many cool things I could do with it.
I gave you the box, and what did you do with it?
I saw an idea. Okay, go ahead.
But I think that if we can sell all of that stuff and things, all of those things, and get get some upgrades for our weapons, for maybe some new spells, some scrolls of some kind, that perhaps we have a chance at one of the underling sisters. Because I think we faced, at the very beginning, I think we faced the highest of the hags that we could have. And the sisters are not quite as powerful as what we have seen in Polaris.
We just gotta fix my hammer and I gotta get all my rune stones. Can you imagine?
Gotta catch 'em all, Sir Greg.
10 magical rune stones in that hammer?
That hammer is so OP. It's ridiculous.
It's gonna be. That's why Jim broke it. I think Jim got tired of.
I think he was
like, I'm tired of all this damage.
I don't think we can. I mean, yes, mechanically, I'm sure there's a way to beat her, but like, our party is fairly easy to defeat.
Oh yes, we are not.
Because we don't know what we're doing.
Well, we have one spellcaster in me, so as soon as you neutralize me, there's no more spells to help you.
Or if you make him hide.
Well, tactically speaking.
No, but honestly,
we were almost toast at the bridge, because those guys were like,
oh yeah, because as soon as they shut me down,
yeah,
they were
like
fireball, and I was like, I got nothing.
We were already tapped on everything too, for the most part.
Well, dude, in this cart wagon thing, I think I have 2 spells which are basically defensive spells.
Here's the thing: the hag hasn't. We haven't even seen the hag, and she just sent some
birds.
Yes,
some
crows.
birds at us.
A couple of things of crow. Yeah.
Because could you imagine if we
what
fought
if
her?
she's out of spells though?
What if we fought her and she called those crows to her while we're fighting her?
Done.
Like they're done.
Done.
Oh yeah.
So unless Lyra uses sanctuary and puts it over your eyes.
No, but there's also a fundamental flaw in our party build-up. I know that we did this based on characters we already had, but certainly it's not the natural party that you would go out into the world with.
No, I think this is fairly common.
Yes, but I think we're lacking ranged characters. Is the only difference. Certainly we have you and Lady Lyra.
Dude, Alex could be awesome as range.
Yeah, she could, but she doesn't want to.
Okay.
And that's her prerogative. But you have 3 melee fighters in, and one caster, 2 casters.
Well, you have 2 melee fighters. You have the sneaker. Sneaky sneak.
Yeah, but she is also, she gets up in there. She's a melee fighter as well.
Blair Peterson says, "Gang, there's a building in Trapsboro that was said to be the tallest building in town. Can you name this building? And if so, why the party has never visited it? Hint, #1 crop of Trapsboro."
It was the barley, was it? Or was it was the brewery? Was it the brewery?
Oh, this is your secret. This is like, I'm gonna stump the cast, and they're never gonna remember this because you're scrubbing all the episodes.
I think it was the brewery.
Brewery?
I think.
That seems ridiculous that we wouldn't go to a brewery.
You say we're right?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Trivia question answer. The Trapsboro Brewery. Oh, he did it.
Oh, I win.
He wins. What does he win?
What do I win?
There's a brewery in town? We're going.
You don't ever want to go back there.
Well, I don't, but if we go there, we're
Guys,
going.
did you hear my theory last night?
What?
About the dragon? I was like, what if it burned Trapsboro to the ground?
Yes, I have heard that. Yes, that could be very bad.
Gregory says, Quigley, if you play anything, can you please play your best friend Kyle's secret remake?
No.
Why?
Some guy wants...
I refuse to
Why?
believe that Kyle D. Adams has done anything. I believe he's a figment of my imagination.
Oh, some
guy wants to know boxers or briefs.
depends.
Boxer
Wait,
briefs.
do you wear depends?
Get it? Get it? Ah, get it? It's a good joke, right? It's like the best joke. It's the best answer to that question. Depends.
Boxer briefs.
Blair says, this is what I was wondering, given Marcus's proclivities, how has he at least never been to the brewery? You assume Marcus has never been to the brewery in game. If you remember, we were in town for like 2 weeks sitting around.
Oh, yes.
Marcus was probably, like, before game 1, before episode 1. Marcus has a lot of knowledge local, especially on Trapsboro. Because if you remember, a lot of the things where you guys would be like, where do we go? I was like, oh, it's over here.
Yeah.
So I figure I was just
That is, knowledge local is the craziest thing to me.
Everywhere.
Because wherever you are,
Everywhere you go.
I'm rolling knowledge local. Oh, I rolled a 19 and 22. Oh, you know everything. You know everything.
It's true. Knowledge
It's
local
crazy.
is because well, it's in.
I love this game in that every so often we find something that somebody else can do that we're just like, I hate you so much.
Well,
that you
Ben
have
hates
this thing."
about my damage.
Oh,
Like,
he is
he's
so
like,
jealous of your damage. He has been jealous of your
Trying to get
damage.
up there, friend.
He has
Trying
been
to
jealous
get
of
up
your
there.
damage.
Just trying to do more.
You're the tank.
I know.
Yeah, that means you're not the brute like he is.
That's fine.
He's
But I
the
still
damage
want-
dealer. You're the tank.
That's fine.
That's why you took that +2 armor ring.
Yes, I know.
And that's why you took the other thing, and then the other thing, and that's why you always take
Name them. Name them right now.
the lantern, the handy
I have
I
a
don't
haversack,
have the
lantern.
lantern.
the box.
I have the handy
Yeah.
haversack. I gave you the box. And what did you immediately want to do with it? Oh, hey, let's go sell the box so that I can get
You
out of
talk
debt.
about money?
So that I can get
You
out
talk
of debt.
about money? We would have had so much money from selling that box.
The
Nobody
box
wants that
could have been
box.
our home.
We
That
could've
wasn't
sold-
gonna
Margin
get
for,
that
was
wasn't
it-
going to get anything for us.
What?
The money.
Yeah.
You
We
were
would've got
so
money for
worried.
that.
What did he
Jim
say?
said he
He
would
said like
have.
5,000 or something.
Yeah.
Which would have gone straight to his debt.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah, which would have been great.
go make some scrolls. Go get a job, sir.
Make Alex go into Ranger, says Tobias Tida. We can't make Alex do anything. Alex will stab us. So we can't make her do anything. Blair Peterson, trivia question, and oh no, never mind.
I
Sorry.
already read all these. There's nothing really
Oh,
going
it's
on
not.
right now.
That's it.
Well, I
That's
want to say, because I heard earlier you were talking about
There's no more questions.
Jim talking to us, or because people probably think, oh, well, I don't know. Do you guys feel like sometimes, oh, they prepared this stuff, or we're not actually playing? We're actually playing. Like I don't really talk to Jim that often. I mean, occasionally, for leveling up, he'll touch base and be like, what direction do you guys want to go?
Mhm.
That's about it. I mean, for story-wise, except for Ben likes to.
Well, there's also the point that these characters were already created.
Well, already created.
and
Yeah.
you know your backstory. You know your backstory.
No, I don't know my backstory. I as the co-writer of Walking in Circles and co-creator of Walking in Circles, I thought about a Marcus backstory for Walking in Circles, and I think since it's never come in Walking in Circles, I have a vague idea of what it would be for dragons and things. It's not. I don't have a city name, but I've always felt like Marcus came. Well, I'm not gonna tell you guys.
Well, the thing is,
What if they ask?
with
Then
stuff,
you have to.
If they ask, then I'll tell them.
with stuff like that.
But you, go ahead.
Because I haven't really played up the Barbarian Prince deal. I remember I've tried to keep that separate. Because, like you said, it's two separate universes almost.
But you're the same. But
It's the
you
same,
are
but
who
I'm the
you
same
are.
Crag. Have things that have happened in Walking in Circles happened here?
No.
Did we meet the dragon?
No.
Did my?
No.
But am I Prince Crag? Am I the same?
Yeah, I think this is a different version. What I actually assume is that this is a different quest to prove yourself to be leader of the
But
tribe.
is my dad still leader, or is he dead?
That's up to you.
These are
That's up to
questions
you.
that you should
You should
pull
talk to
Jim aside
You should talk
and
to
talk
Jim
to him.
and ask him that.
See, these are the same questions.
another
Because
thing.
I feel like
Here's
you're
another
still
thing.
out to prove yourself.
I have no religion, but then in our Christmas episode, there's our god Thorash that we.
If
that
you
we
want to
talk
worship Thorash,
Well, do you
talk
know that
to
you're
Jim.
worshiping Thor? But do you know if Thorash is a god or is Thorash just a mythical figure in your backstory?
I don't know these things.
Well, why don't you just either say them and then they are what they are,
Or
ask
talk
Jim.
to Jim. Pull
right
Jim
there.
aside
He's right
and
there.
go talk to him.
Just go talk to him.
Jim, where are you? Jim, are you out there?
Connie Rodehaver is pointing out to Trill that the fan chests are random because he's asking what do we think is in the next fan chest. It is truly random. Jim is actually pulling names out of a dragon wagon.
A dragon wagon.
And yeah, so we don't actually know. What do I hope is in them?
You already got beard oil, dude.
No, I was thinking something that I would really, I would want personally, but I think that any one of us would take it, is anything that adds to our resistance. Anything that adds to our saves.
Oh, anything
Jim-
that can give me DR.
Jim
How about
is-
will?
I
About
want
will
some
saves?
DR.
What can help with a will save? Nothing.
No, yeah, you could get
cloak of protection
or anything. Yeah,
No,
there's lots of
A
things.
foil hat
we can get
It's a
5
foil hat. A foil
five
hat.
cloaks of protection and a tinfoil hat. No, but I like if there's a way to get some DR or some energy resistance.
But the will saves are the killer. Not for Lyra though. She's got like a +12 to a will save, I think.
I get pretty good will saves now, but my reflex saves they're out the window.
See, I'd rather do a reflex save. I think mine's like a 6. It's a 5 or a 6. Where my will save is like a 3.
Jag Lver 19. Aside from being attacked constantly,
Joe
why
Burch.
is Marcus not totally freaking out over not hearing from Amy? Future baby mama drama in the making? Because they told me to stop freaking out and just stop and forget about Amy.
He
freaking out.
doesn't.
They told me to
know
just forget about
her.
Amy. No, I mean,
How many times have you actually talked to Amy? Like, think about it. In game, how many is this? Everybody's always worried about Marcus and Amy. I think you've talked to her maybe 3 times. Had 3 conversations.
that's
with
why
this
they
girl.
want more, because they want me to talk to her.
Are you guys good on beard oil? Cat Glenn wants to know. And Jim
I'm-
is here. Hey, Jim.
I totally lost mine. I went on my tour and it's gone now.
That's why.
Well, I subletted my place, and I think the one thing he stole from me was my beard oil.
You just admitted to subletting your place on the internet. Now you're gonna know. Marcus isn't freaking out currently because Marcus is super struggling with should he go back to Trapsboro or not, because he is convinced that trouble is following them at this point. If he it's sort of like that Peter Parker mentality at this point. Is like if I go be with her, then I open her up to trouble. But if I don't go there, then I'm not there to protect
Sinking
her.
down into.
So I think Marcus
Couch
is
the best.
Marcus is struggling with that,
But this one?
and right now he also has
Okay.
to admit that he's not going to win the argument with these guys
This is
they-
Lyra's spot. That's why. Sorry.
because they don't want to do what Marcus wants to do. So he's also just not pushing them, and he's really hoping that she's just angry and not writing to him. But I actually think that now that we're in Dorman's Ford, hopefully the most important thing to Marcus right now is getting spell components so that he can make scrolls, because right now I'm out of scrolls.
Yep.
And getting information, because we have been out of the world for a while, and like, is there news from Trapsboro? Is Trapsboro cut off from the world at this point? Or what do we know about this dragon? Why are these rumors about the... I mean, there are rumors about the dragon because
We
there's a
know
dragon.
about the dragon,
But what
yes.
I'm saying is, are those rumors based in the fact that some town got burned down?
You're
or
not
are they
worried about
based in...
Gwen 6 taking back like
I'm
her
super
best
terrified.
friend?
I'm super terrified of Gwen 6. I'm
She just
terrified
like
of Gwen
invited her
6.
over for.
I am terrified of Gwen
She's like,
6.
Come on over, Amy.
I am
we're gonna
terrified of
we're gonna
Gwen
have a tea
6.
party.
Here's the other thing, though. We literally lost 2 of our friends in a portal to who knows where.
Right.
Like, that's also a...
But at least they haven't lost their powers and they're not dead.
Well, that we know
That
of.
we know of.
We don't even know if they have both ended up in the same spot.
I mean, it's really...
Because they could have gotten separated. My fear is that they're going to be angry at us.
Yep.
How come you didn't come through? How come you didn't come look for us? How come you didn't save us? How'd you leave us there? You never came to, that type of thing.
And
Well, I
I
wasn't
promise
even
you
there.
that
What
I
happened?
don't want to be on the wrong end of that one with Lady Claret, because...
Thick McLarchuge says, the survivors of the Trapsboro dragon attack were saved as Sir Jonathan the Bold carried them all inside the magic box.
No, he's dead.
Oh, that would be so amazing if Jonathan had the magic box. Oh my gosh, that would be unbelievable.
It's your fault. It's all your fault.
Oh, and because Penny would be helping him because she knows about magic and she knows about all that stuff. That'd be awesome. Some guy says barbarians gain +2 morale bonus throws. Made to resist spells. This bonus increases by +1 for every 4 levels the barbarian has attained. Raging barbarians cannot be a willing target of any spell.
I think I get a little boost to my will save, but I still have to roll. I still have to roll saves.
Do you have your character sheet?
No, I'm working on my folio. It's in the house.
Folio. Tobias, how is the wood burning coming along? All the names down yet?
We have a total of 36 names down. That is not quite the 70 names that need to go down, but it does, Mrs. Quigley is working very hard on it, and they do look fantastic. There's almost 2 whole rows done right here. So, yes.
And Diana, who is Alex, says, "Can I say that I love the fact that Marcus is all for helping Alex end her past?" I think it's important to Alex to have some allies in the party, and one, Alex will stab him if he doesn't help her.
But she owns you.
Two, no, not in this world.
Does she, Jim? Does she own him in this world?
Oh my gosh. Two, no. I mean, I think it's interesting because now that you brought up all this stuff with you too, I think Marcus will be on your side as well. I mean, Marcus, like, he wants you guys to be able to find your stuff, you know, and figure your stuff out.
Now, episode 1, Marcus would not care.
That's true. Yeah, but that was, if you remember, I've always talked about Marcus growing, and I that's been the goal, is to get him to grow. I think he's grown. He still does things that he wants to do.
He was here, and now he's here.
You guys are way too hard on Marcus at this point. Literally over the last like 12 episodes, all I've done is help and
hide.
Dude.
Well, here's the thing.
You know, you talk about hit points and how you want DR and all this stuff.
Yes.
How do you think I feel when we go into something?
No, I understand that you don't like to be hit, but there's so many times when you're like, I jump in the pit to hide from everybody.
The problem
I
is,
get under the top to hide from everybody.
the problem is it's gonna take a while. It's been 12 episodes, but I think it's gonna take a while for us to get used to new Marcus helping, because we've been so abused in the past, and it was really tough before.
I'm jumping back to this Joker, to the 2 complaints that he has just brought up, which are not real complaints, because you are crazy. First off, I was shut down because they had line of sight on me and I couldn't see them. So where could I go to not be seen by them? Into the pit. That was why I went into the pit.
There's also
2,
forests.
they were in the forest shooting me, you wiener. How was I going to get to the forest? I was already down 2/3 of my hit points at that point. So then you
Those
bring
guys
up,
were good. We're gonna, the hag's
Yes.
gonna kill us.
Then you bring up
Outright.
Then you bring up the cart. How do you think Lyra was able to heal him and you? Because she wasn't having to heal me. Because what I did was go under there, still do spells, and go back under.
I think that's 2 move actions.
Benjamin Snyder says Craig has trust issues. Yeah. Here's the thing. That encounter, those guys were jokers. They weren't super high. They weren't powerful. They just had it together. They weren't weak.
They were prepared for us.
They weren't weak. They weren't prepared
They
for
had
us.
2 guys sniping.
They were not prepared
One
for us. They
wizard.
were prepared for anything. They were just prepared.
Dude.
First of all,
Dude.
there were 6 party members.
First of all, you have seen Jim starting to take the gloves off over the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Having actual tactics dealt against us rather than just, well, Craig rolls in, Quigley runs in, Alex runs in, it's over, we win. Like, no, man. Jim is like, dude, these are intelligent people
Jim's
in this
like,
world.
learn how to play the frickin' game.
Some guy, Marcus, what is your specialization school if you had to pick a school? I am a universalist. Marcus is a universalist. He does not have a particular school that he has chosen. Marcus loves the idea of being able to do all the things. What do you got?
Jim wrote, LOL, the 2 characters with at least double Marcus's hit points making fun of him for taking pains not to get hit. And he wrote those bandits were only level 4 each.
Level 40, I think.
Level 4, but smart, like they were like level 20. They were like level 20 intelligence.
Kuragari, Marcus needs a ring with a 1 times a day mage armor that's triggered when he rolls initiative. Yeah, I mean, mage armor is
That's basically
great.
what he does anyway.
Well,
mage armor. I cast mage armor.
Mage armor is great, but it only lasts 1 hour per level. So as I'm going up in levels, it's lasting longer and longer, which is great. But I had been only casting it from scrolls. But now that I'm out of scrolls, I have to use up one of my spell slots.
Jim's making fun of us.
Of course he's making fun of us. If
said-
I were him, I would make fun of us too.
He said you are a party of level 6 characters, and they whomped on you.
I fell into a pit!
There really should have been a second pit past the first pit.
Gregory Winter says, when do we Mystery Science Theater viewing of Dragons and Things? Jim's dad is going to be on the couch. Yeah, that's true. Jim's dad would just, oh man, he would own us.
Oh, yeah.
He would just be like, why did you do? You guys are idiots.
Yeah.
He would not let you have gotten away with 60% of the stuff you've done.
Yep.
So
Oh no, I certainly know that that Jim likes me. Jim Jam likes me because otherwise he probably would have killed me already.
Well, we're getting better at doing things.
Are we?
We're getting better. A little bit better.
So,
but
Greg, yesterday I drove a cart blind with a talking skull on my head to lead me the way.
Well,
and I crashed
That
the
was
car.
your choice.
No, it was not.
It absolutely was your choice.
Somebody had to drive the cart.
I was trying to drive the car. Jim was like, well, you have to roll a concentration check. I was like, well, screw it. Because had I been able to go invisible and then drive the cart,
We would have been
fine.
safe.
Olin would have lived. This is
See-
Jim's fault.
See, you just
This
said,
is
"Oh,
Jim's fault."
screw
See,
it,"
here's
because
the
your
thing.
concentration check.
Yeah, Ash.
Yeah,
like
because
Lyra
they fizzle
didn't-
all my spells.
Lyra didn't do any heal checks or try to help Owen. Owen was just bleeding out.
He's going,
He was-
ah, my eyes, my eyes.
He's crying blood.
While this whole thing, while he's putting a skull on his head and going, man, tell me where to go. His stripe only goes there. Watch the rocks. Owen is seriously just over there. I'm bleeding. I'm dying. The cross are eating my flesh.
I just see, like, I could see a Lucas Martinez drawing where he's there, he's like, blood's coming out of his eyes. Finally, he just has the X's over his eyes. He's in the seat.
And
I'm
Figures-
swinging the hammer wildly in the back.
And you're spitting
Can
fire.
you see it? Yeah, you're spitting fire. This is so ridiculous. Yesterday was so ridiculous.
That's a special circumstance. But I'm talking as far as teamwork and being better. Because when we first started, we were just we're still every man for themselves.
Are you kidding? I'm trying to save. I like when he starts to get attacked, I run back and try and save you.
I don't know when the last time was you saved me.
Diana wants to see
during
that
the troll
episode
battle.
filmed.
Oh no, but it was Lady Lyra. I'm sorry. Then it would be before Derelaxatran.
You haven't saved me in forever.
That was.
You haven't saved me in so long.
But think about it. Before Derelaxatran, you guys then you went to see Derelaxatran. Then you came out. Then we went on our way back, and we had to go save his life, and that was pretty much.
Yeah, hold on. First off, you guys have said none of you guys ever gave me credit for sticking around in the fight against Lunai's Inquisition, where I was the last one standing and still putting up a fight.
I wasn't there.
He wasn't there, and then we were all unconscious.
So then.
No, but none of you
No, but
personally
there
have
was-
ever
there
been
was-
like.
No, but think about it. There was one more story in between that and my long break, and then I finally show up at and like I haven't had the opportunity to save you much.
I don't give you a hard time for ditching anymore. I don't give you
I
such
don't
a hard.
ditch.
I don't give you a hard time anymore for that stuff.
Because
I
he
never
just
ditched.
expects it.
I never ditched you guys. Never once did I actually run away and not contribute enough.
Not true.
I went to sleep one time while you were attacked by a bear.
Yep. And then there was that time when we said, "Hey, go get help," and you ran off, and then you were like, "Cheese, cheese!"
I was getting help. He wasn't even opening the door.
I was the only one who stood up for you in that situation. But don't say you've never run away.
Oh, don't put a troll up for a shirt because you know there's gonna be some trolls out there voting for Jonathan shirts, is what Gregory said.
Jim says Marcus won't bother to try anything if he actually has to roll dice like a pleb. That's clearly on me. Yeah, I have the power of the universe. I want to use that. I want to roll dice.
He just wants monkeys. Mad
Could
monkeys.
you imagine all the crows? I send a swarm of monkeys at the swarm of crows.
Oh yeah, why didn't you do mad monkeys? Why didn't you?
Because I didn't prepare it. I prepared so many dispel magics because I thought we were fighting the hag. So that's why I was like, well,
dispel crows.
I was using like old scrolls I had from like 3 months ago. I was like,
I cast.
So I was like, does sleep work? What about mage hand? How can I do anything?
my goodness.
Gregory says, don't put up a poll for the T-shirt because you know there's going to be some trolls voting for Jonathan
Yeah, that's what I
T-shirt.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be a Jonathan T-shirt. I think that's the first one. That would make sense.
The best one.
The best one. You want to lead with the best one. You,
You
want to
could
put your best
put up
foot
an
forward.
Inquisitor Serafina shirt. You could put up a Lady Claret shirt. You could.
Well,
do
we could, but we would do those
But
after you
Jonathan,
put
yeah,
up the Jonathan one. It's clearly the most
Jonathan's been
demanded
there
for.
since almost day one.
Most requested. Yeah.
You have built this up.
No, he makes my skin crawl.
You have built this up to be something.
Yeah,
It's
who do
like
you
not
hate
even-
more, Horatio or Jonathan?
Oh, Jonathan.
Wow.
You're weird.
Well, then Horatio, yes.
Gregory says a shirt of Lyra looking really excited to talk to Ned, with Ned looking sad to be alive would be pretty funny. Connie says I vote for a Jim Jam shirt. I wonder why Connie's voting for a Jim Jam shirt. Jim says it would be a Patron only poll that only the people getting the shirts would be able to vote on. Some guy says, to be fair, Mad Monkeys is amazing.
Yeah.
Could you
It was
imagine all
pretty
those
cool.
monkeys
It was
each
cool.
jumping on a crow?
I would see like
They're getting pooed on. They're throwing poo right back.
the black swarm of monkeys versus like the brown swarm or the brown swarm of monkeys versus like it would just be cool, like the powers coming together. Feathers and
How many? Hey Jim, you can answer this. How many swarms did we fight yesterday?
3.
There was only 3 swarms.
One to the left, one to the right, and one in the back.
Really?
You
Yeah.
were really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What?
Well, I have a question. Do you
Kuragari
guys
says
think-
I really want a Kigley shirt. A Kilgly.
Kilgly.
Kilgly shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you want flying monkeys? Because this is how you get flying monkeys. Do you guys think we're doing any better
No,
out there?
I can already see the comments.
No, they mentioned last night that we were doing well. Stuart said that it was the best teamwork.
And then we crashed the cart. And
But
killed
compared to the beginning, is there any more teamwork? Do you think we're working together at all? Are we more better, or are we just the same and getting worse?
Some guy says Alex and Lyra and Quigley and Craig and Marcus on a t-shirt.
I do think there should be
Think there is one of those shirts.
like a real a pure like shirt logo that everybody could wear that isn't necessarily this.
Also like a dad.
Oh, you don't. You
No,
want businesses?
I like
Hear that, Lucas? He doesn't like your artwork.
no, but I like that everyone has either the Crag or the Marcus, Quigley, Lyra, or Alex shirts. But I think that fans would also enjoy a shirt that encompasses everybody.
But we're not a team.
Well, I don't know. Thick McLarchu says, "What would your team name be?" DaT team.
A group hug shirt.
Team We Suck.
Team. Who's the leader?
Team The Box is the leader.
Team Box.
Benjamin Sires says somewhat more.
Kuragari says, like the Epic Heroes shirt, but updated for dragons and things.
Or if it just said DAT on it, I think that'd be cool. I'd wear it.
With Marcus standing to the side of the group, to the side of the group hug. That's what Diana says. Or that's what Gregory Winter says to Diana.
Some guy says, I think you guys have better teamwork, but not necessarily better synergy. That's fair. I think we're always going to argue
I think we're
with
always
each other.
yes.
That's just what it is. It's like a family.
Yeah.
That's just what
Of
it is.
course.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think so. I mean, yeah. Again, it goes. Man, it goes back to like this hag fight. It's like, what are we gonna do? Like what?
I
You
know
better- you
exactly
better
what we're going to do.
Prepare.
Wait a second. This
But
is
as soon as she
exactly
shuts
how
me
this
down-
is going to work. We're going to get there. She's going to say something, and I'm just gonna stride boldly forth. It's just a natural instinct. He's gonna if I
So
don't
she's not gonna get her questions answered.
if I don't do
so
it,
she's not gonna get her questions.
if I
answered.
don't do it, he's going to do it. We're gonna go kill this hag. We're gonna run at it. You're gonna be like, oh, now I can't do any of my spells because you all ran up. And then she's gonna do something crazy. You're gonna have to deal with it. Alex will sneak behind and start stabbing
No,
her from behind.
I don't deal with it. I just cast fireball and then you all burn. That's how I deal with it.
Yep.
That's why I've been calling in for artillery before we start. That's the best thing. Get the fire out of the way, and then he's like, oh, you only do it once. Nope.
I guarantee you, if we let this hag talk, she's going to get the first strike on us and do massive amounts of damage.
That's all Alex wants is answers.
There's other ways to get them.
But we don't even know.
Talking.
We the party don't like we the players know, but we the party don't even know what kind of hag we're going up against.
Doesn't matter to me.
No, it does matter because what are its weaknesses, you wiener? It doesn't matter. Go kill it.
You just walk up in its face.
A holy bastard sword, and then everything that's evil.
What if it was a fire hag?
Stab it. the pointy end goes into the other map.
Kuragari says Alex needs to stealth ahead of the party and get a conversation in before the rest of the party shows up. Just cloak her in something like a long sanctuary so the hag can't mess with her.
Now, I wouldn't suggest that, but as for a story aspect, that might be the only way that she can actually get some information.
Here's the thing: there's no information to be had.
It's a hag.
None of us know, but in her dream, the hag was like, "I'm not going to talk to you, you bitch. I'm going to kill you."
Dude, Diana just said, "Do not kill her, or I'll kill your loved ones." Your girl, Quigley.
Detect evil.
Nope, Diana's normal.
But the thing is, the hag does not want to talk. This particular hag, wants to kill you.
We're gonna kill her.
I understand you want answers, but I don't think that this hag is the way. You'd be better off going back and talking to the cold shriveled up hag and the cold cone hag, the snow cone.
And who's to say they're even telling the truth? Like, these are evil creatures. They lie all the time.
Some guy just said there is no information to be hagged.
That's very funny. You probably actually would find more information around the town than you would potentially from these hags, because
yeah.
Gregory says, I'm sure you can get some info out of her better before you kill her. You just need to haggle a little bit.
Oh, so clever.
So for a hag to cast, she needs to wave her arms and do things. Right?
Oh yeah,
for
she has to have
casters
somatic components. Yes.
So we just grapple. We get up in there and
Grapple
grapple.
and
I have told you that a million times. If you want to deal with a caster, go tackle them.
What do
Yeah,
you
do you
think
remember
I
when I
was
tried to
trying
do
to
those
do
things?
both times when I walked up to the hag?
Blair Peterson says, no, hold on, where was it? Diana says, we're going to see her sister, not the one from my dream.
No.
That's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
I'm waiting on the showdown of Paladin Quigley and Rogue Alex as soon as he detects evil on Alex, says Blair Peterson.
I honestly am petrified to do that, because I think she might actually be evil, and I don't want to know if she is. You know what I mean? I'm literally, it's as much of a hardship as it for Quigley to not detect evil on his own party members. It's the same level of me not wanting to do it, Ben not wanting to do it.
You haven't detected evil on us yet?
No. Why would I? You're my party.
Do you know what I wonder? I wonder if it's not best for us to split the party against the hag. What I mean by that is the hag is going to expect Alex to come in there because the hag is watching Alex. I don't know. I mean, we don't know. We don't know that the hag is watching us. The hag is watching Alex. So if we send Alex in and then we sneak in separately.
Sneak. Yeah, what's your sneak?
Well, you guys go in with Alex, and then maybe like Lyra and I come in separately.
I gotta tell
Does she
you,
carry
I'm not
you?
very good at sneaking.
That's what I just said. You go in with Alex.
Does she sneak with you on her back?
If only we had the
No, I think I have a better stealth than Lyra does.
Really?
She's got a 5 stealth. I don't know what her stealth is. Is that her folio?
Oh, you shouldn't get other people's character folios.
Don't look at the inventory. Just the.
I'm looking at the inventory.
It's right here. You just
look at the character sheet.
Don't look at inventory.
Stealth. She has a 7. So we both can stealth.
That's where it is.
Yeah, but I already found it. It's right here.
My armor. I'm taking a -3 because of my armor. I think because of that plate. So I'm at like a 3 still.
Gregor Winters, cast Cone of Silence on the hag and then hand her a chalkboard so she can give answers. We don't have Cone of Silence. We don't have Cone of
Tie
Silence.
her up. Make her stand in
No,
front of the court.
Lyra's got silence.
She has She does have the spell silence, yeah.
Love that idea.
I thought, is Cone of Silence just an area of effect, or can you save against it? I don't know. Black Priest, this could be Dragons and Things' first Superman versus Batman type fight. Alex versus Quigley. Because Craig and I have already fought multiple times.
And I always lose. You can't go up against him.
Not on the crit slap.
Oh, the one time, yeah, I got the crit slap. Yeah, that was.
That was awesome.
Kuragari says she's more chaotic neutral. She's not murdering babies for no reason.
That was old.
This is my life that you're talking about.
Since
My
Alex
fake
is the
life.
sinister one, who's to say that the other Alex isn't the nice one? Some guy says, also the Hag probably has levels in which I imagine, maybe even only which, so I expect will saves out the...
It's going to be all will
Yay!
saves. I'm going to be put out of the fight. I'm going to be stricken with fear and running away.
From what I know about hags in personal knowledge from going through the bestiaries is that hags are good at everything. You want to get in hand-to-hand combat with a hag? They're good at it.
They're scary.
You want to go ahead and fight a hag using only magic? They're good at that. Hags are no trifle.
For the
They
spell,
ain't trifling bitches.
do we have to hear? Do we have to hear? Like for will saves or the magic? Just
If you
affects
cast
us?
silence on every spell, unless she has a certain empowered spell, requires somatic components, so hand gestures and vocal components.
Cool. So silencer.
Right, but she could potentially have spells that were prepared that don't require those.
And see, this is
But
great.
if she does effects on us and we can't hear, then we can't be affected. So we should all be deafened before we go in.
Yeah, or stuff
And
caught,
blind.
caught in your ears. Yeah, deaf and blind. Get the crows back. Here's the thing. This is the best part that Jim is watching this, and we're talking about strategies, and Jim's just taking notes.
Jim's not watching.
And yes, he is watching. He's in
He's
there.
not watching.
Jim knows how to destroy us inside
Yeah,
and
Jim
out.
doesn't need us.
Jim is destroying our party from within. That's how he is doing it. Do you see the distance on the couch between the two of us? Not in terms of physical distance, but in terms of relational distance. The two of us are so far apart right now. And that's because of the story.
Okay, but Jim's super nice because we should have all been dead after like the third episode.
He's doing something worse. You know how Ned should be dead, but he's alive in his death? That's what he's doing to us.
He's just torturing us
He's
in life.
torturing us in life.
Jag Lower 19 says
So where's
align with the dragon and then take on the hag.
We're already aligned with the dragon.
No, we're not aligned with the
Yes,
dragon.
we are. We're
Yeah, the
homies with
dragon's
the
already,
dragon.
the dragon's already like, you guys are my
We're
pals.
homies. He's like, you're my minions.
Yeah. We gotta
Oh,
tell
were
him
you?
that. Yeah.
Oh, we never told him that? No, we told him
I
everything.
think we told him that.
Should have killed that dragon.
Dinah Restrepo says then sit on the other side of the couch.
I didn't say that I'm not your friend in real life.
Damn.
She's just gonna be so happy when I see her tomorrow and run her through Rise of the Rune Lords. She's always such a cheerful character in my game. It's amazing.
Yeah, because I mean you're just gonna kill her.
No.
What's the? So you have been a GM for about 4 months,
Yes.
and you've played 5 campaigns, 6, 7 campaigns,
3. No, 4.
4 campaigns.
No,
Okay.
played?
No, I mean sorry,
GM'd.
you've GM'd 4.
GM 4. Yeah.
GM 4 campaigns. Now, in that, what's the highest level character you have? What did you get them up to?
One of them is at 5th level.
One of them is at 5th level already.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fast. 5 levels in 4 months is really
We played
fast.
a lot on tour.
It's really fast. Okay, so how many have died?
2.
Okay.
Out of all
What
your
level were
games.
they?
I had a level 2 die, and I had a level 4 die. But you know,
Okay, John Bucco.
Connie Rodehaver says, any fan art for the walls yet?
well, there's this fan art right there that's friggin' awesome.
Well, yeah, that's for the shelf. I don't think we got anything for the walls yet.
Nope. There's 2 spots right there, and right over there.
But there's way more spots, too.
Oh yes, and
There's
I
a
want to put 'em
huge
way up
wall.
there. Yes. Fill this wall up with them as well.
Okay,
Always
here's a better
convention.
idea. Here's a better idea. Tie a string to Dead and use Mage Hand to deliver him to the hag. Ned asks questions. You pull the string to get him back.
You all think
Gregory
that Ned
Winter
is
says
very
best-
happy with us.
Well, no, Gregory says best case scenario, you get answers, and worst case, Ned gets dead, which is awesome for him. I like it.
You send Ned in.
I sent him in with the... Oh,
Can you put
Jim,
the...
Jim, can I destroy Ned with the monkeys? Because I'll just have the monkeys take Ned's head.
Could you cast message on Ned, and then deliver Ned to the
Ned
hag and
hates
get?
us so much.
You think message will work on him?
Do you think Ned will
Maybe.
do this? No, he'll be like,
So
listen,
the big
kill
question.
me now. There's 5 people waiting outside for you.
Which convention are you guys?
Oh yes. What time is it? I mean, I feel like we've gone pretty long.
We have gone for a long time. So, I'll tell you what. We'll answer that question
next time.
if you don't
No,
have any more questions. If there's no more questions, then we'll answer that
Well, then that's going to be it.
And then that's it.
That'll be the last.
And then that's it.
That'll be the.
Thank you so much for helping out with the Patreon, with the show, with the Amazon, with the other things and the bits and the cheers and the... Holy cow. You guys are incredible.
What does that say?
And we've got some big plans.
Is Ned Lear's crush? I thought about how you could take Ned's skull and turn it into a flail. What about Carpenter Quigley for the wall art? Seems appropriate. And put him in a frame under the hammer, close to the best carpentry work. And then Gregory's like, tell us about the convention. So that's it then?
I think it's.
You
I
want it
think
to
it's
be-
convention time.
All right. It's convention time. The convention that we will be attending is BarbieCon.
It's gonna be amazing.
Lyra was right all along. The B word. With the B word. Called you the B word in your dream?
All right.
Barbie?
So on 3, we'll say it together.
I'm gonna say it one wrong just to confuse people.
Well, but do we say it on 3?
No, we'll
Or-
go. We'll go. 1, 2, 3.
Gen
Gen
Con.
Con.
Where are we going?
We're going to Gen Con in Indianapolis. We're going to be at Gen
Gen
Con
Con?
this year. We're going to have a lot more details when we know anything, but we know we're going to be there. At least
Almost all of us.
5/6 of us will be there
Yes.
in terms of the main cast.
Now you have to guess who's going to be there.
Yeah, you got to guess who's going to be there.
It's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited.
And yeah, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to probably play some games with anybody that's there. Chances are Crag will be in his loincloth. That'll be exciting.
And if so, Crag's in his loincloth, then I will definitely be in mine as well.
In your loincloth?
You don't have a loincloth.
Better make me a loincloth.
They asked John Bucco to make you a loincloth.
no,
We'll
please.
get you in season 1 loincloth.
Please don't ask
We
me.
do it. There is a
Yeah.
line.
No,
Yeah, you want to
I
be
don't-
season 1?
no,
Yeah,
no.
you can be season 1 loincloth.
It's all
It fit
right.
you
I
better.
will wear my.
No, you wear season 1 loincloth.
Oh, I hate you all so much.
You know what? You wear season 1 loincloth. Ben's wearing season 1 loincloth at Gen Con.
That is not true.
So that is the one convention we know we're going to. Kat earlier asked if we're going to Tulare Ren Fair this year. Unfortunately, Kat, we cannot make the Tulare Ren Fair
We
this
tried.
year. We did. We had a big powwow and sat down and talked about it, but we
There's
just
too much going.
Gregory just
Too
asked
many
Siri for
things.
directions to Indianapolis. Siri, give me directions to Indianapolis.
How far of a drive is it, Gregory?
Quigley has leather pants.
I have
From
pleather.
Kuragari. He's leather
Kuragari
pants.
says that's heirloom stank.
Diana Restrepo said, "Oh my God!" To
She doesn't know. Yeah, she doesn't know that we're on a Gen Con.
We just told you.
Surprise!
Surprise, Diana.
Sorry.
You're coming.
That was now. You guys know which one of us isn't going to be there. I'm just kidding.
All right. Well,
Just kidding.
Gregory says it's 8.5 hours away. I can meet you there.
Nice. Bring some syrup.
It's the only way we'll talk to you.
8.5
That's
hours.
That's like the secret code to get in. That's your. He brings us to. He goes. Hey guys, I'm Gregory. Are you?
Are you?
Gregory! Jag Lover says only 6 hours from Akron road trip. Jag Lover
Wow.
19. Are you Scott Denuzzo?
No.
Who's
It's
that?
Berza.
Is that Joe Berza?
Joe
Oh, you
Berza.
keep saying it's Joe Berza, and
I
I'm
kept saying
not
it
an
and
idiot.
nobody's
It's
listens
Joe
to
Berza.
anything I
Joe's
say.
in Akron. That's funny. Well, Jim and I grew up 20 minutes from Akron. We grew up in Medina, Ohio. Yeah. That's a fun fact for you. That you didn't know you wanted to know, but now you do.
Me too.
I thought you said never tell anyone you're from Medina because nobody cares or knows where it is.
That's true.
That's what you told me.
He's a Browns
So every
fan.
time I card someone, they have an Ohio. I'm like, oh, I got friends from Medina, and they're like, oh, you know where that is. They always know where it's from.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Everyone knows Medina. They're like, yeah, it's like a nothing
There's
town.
diners in Medina.
Oh, Joe says he works with Scott.
Oh, see, there you go.
That makes sense.
There you
Look
go.
at these connections within connections within connections.
People
Diana's-
sharing the show.
Diana's gonna
friends.
wear my Alex.
Connie says, Joe, you're not far from Green. Look, now they're having an Ohio Atlas meeting here. So thank you all so much for joining us for our very first exclusive Q&A. We hope we made it worth it, worth your time and your donation. And we're sorry for the delay in getting live, but Jared doesn't love us, so that's why we're a little delayed today.
Yeah,
It's all Jared's fault.
He didn't answer his phone and walk us through step by step exactly what we needed to do. That's definitely not what he did.
What are the dimensions in the frames for the artists in chat? Quigley knows them.
Didn't you post it?
I think that one's an 8x10 and that one's a 4x6, I believe.
We can probably post that somewhere.
All right, we'll figure it out and post it.
Yeah, and we're gonna get treat stream up or stream treat.
What is that?
That's where people can buy us food if they want,
They could send us Reese's Pieces.
or dinner.
Oh, they get you dinner?
Yeah,
That's cool.
that'd be cool. But we gotta figure that one out, and so we'll get that set up, and
It's
then
a lot of dietary restrictions.
I think I'm gonna add some more stuff to the Twitch page. I think the Twitch page is gonna grow a little bit and have some new features to it too.
Cool.
So that'd be exciting.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I can't end the stream from here, so I have to walk over there.
So me and Craig, Sir Craig, are gonna play Patty Cake.
Thank you.
You want to play Patty Cake?
We'll see you on Monday for playing with Jared.
Why did
And-
you leave? You didn't have to leave.
But he did.
Hi. Bye.
You're still live.
Are we